Senior Life Journeys presents Carol Howell's Let's Talk Dementia, a podcast designed to help caregivers find knowledge, power, hope, and smiles in their dementia caregiving journey. Welcome to Let's Talk Dementia. Here is your host, best-selling author, Carol Howell.
Hi caregivers, I'm Carol Howell with Let's Talk Dementia. I'm glad you tuned in today. We are going to talk today about dementia and paranoia and agitation. Ooh, those are not two fun things in the caregiving journey, but they are often, very often, part of that journey. So as dementia continues, we often see agitation and paranoia increase. Now, I can tell you with my mom, as she went through every stage of Alzheimer's, having passed away with advanced Alzheimer's, we did not see a lot of agitation, not any more than you would see on any given day when you're just kind of irked with life, you know? So I'm very thankful for that. But what are some things that might cause agitation that you might need to be aware of, be on the lookout for when you're realizing your loved one is experiencing it, rather than going, oh, the world's coming to an end, they're agitated, I don't know what to do about it. Let's look at what might be causing it. So I can tell you one thing that would have set my mama off and did set my mama off more than about anything was if the noise level got high. Now, if you get the whole famdamly, you know what the famdamly is? You get the whole famdamly together, they're going to get loud. And there's generally people who talk in a soft voice. And then there's people who are very rambunctious when they talk and you're going, calm it down, inside voice. You get very many of those people who forget about inside voices in one room. You can have a lot of noise, and that can be very irritating to, well, would be to me, I can tell you. And I don't have dementia. I can tell you in a good memory care community or in a bad memory care community, often the noise levels get high, and you have to be aware of that. Sometimes that noise level's high because you've got a wonderful choir, and they're singing, and they're just loud. And it may actually irritate some folks who are very sensitive to noise. So we have to be aware of that. I got the frog in my throat today. You might want to investigate, are they hungry? Maybe they're having a hard time expressing their thoughts and getting you to understand what's going on within their body, and they might just be hungry, or they might be thirsty. And remember, you've got to keep people hydrated. The brain does start telling the body, you're not hungry. If you eat, you'll be sick. It tells the body, you should not drink. If you drink, oh, you're going to throw up. So you have to keep them hydrated. But sometimes that hunger and that thirst can lead to agitation. We might want to think about, are we giving our loved ones too daggone much caffeine? Yeah, that's not good for any of us. Or too much sugar. You know, you get on that sugar high and it's not good. And so you might need to think about, what are we drinking and what are we eating and what can we substitute instead? Are they hot or are they cold? You would be surprised. Well, no, you should not be surprised, actually, how body temperature can affect your mood. You know that, and it really does. Everything's amplified when you have dementia. So if being cold irritates you and you're not happy when you're freezing your buns off, well, then think about that with on steroids, in other words. I mean, it's amplified. So for your loved one, it's even worse, both being cold and being hot. Also, sometimes our loved ones are irritated just because of what they've got on. You know, I have been culling through some clothes lately that when I put them on, if I'm constantly messing with them, they go away. I am just tired of putting on clothes that don't feel good. I would rather own fewer clothes that felt good than lots of clothes that didn't. And I have skin issues, so I understand that our loved ones with dementia are very sensitive in their skin, and having clothes that don't fit right or don't feel good or that are scratchy or for whatever reason just don't trip their trigger can be a very upsetting thing. Those clothes need to go away, y'all. Have respect for that. Put them in clothes that are comfortable. I remember that day when I realized my mama could no longer wear zip up the front, blue jean style pants, or even blue jeans, that she had to have elastic waist pants. That was mind-blowing for me because my mama was a frou right out of the fashion plate woman. And so seeing mama in elastic waist pants was like, huh? But I did find some really nice looking ones that made it feel better for me anyway, and I think it did for her too. And as I said, when the noise level is high, you also can just look and see if there's just somebody in the room that's just annoying them. There may be that somebody that when they look at them, that particular person looks at when they are being, well, let me just start that little sentence all over. When your loved one sees a particular person that irritates them, that is something to be aware of. You know what that feels like too. There are just people in this world that just being around them just drives you bonkers crazy. And you know why. But you know that it affects you. We may not know why that person is affecting our loved one in a negative way, and they may not know why. And they may never have met them before in their whole life, but it's triggering something in their brain that brings a negative reaction. Then you need to be aware of that and see, can you limit that interaction? If you know that is true in the assisted living or in the memory care community that your loved one is in, tell the staff. You see Mr. Johnson over there? Well, he looks like somebody that was really mean to my mama one time. She is not going to do good sitting at the dinner table with him or beside him during bingo or whatever. So let them know. Ways you can reduce irritation is by using the ham sandwich that I've taught you, where the webbing of your hand comes to the webbing of their hand, and you turn your hand so that the palms of your hands come together, and you take your other hand to put on the outside so that now their hand is in the middle. That's the ham. Your hand is on each side, and that's the bread. And while you've got your hands there, you are warming them up. You can take one hand down and maybe rub their arm or rub across their shoulders in a figure 8 motion with the palm of your hand. Just that gentle, appropriate touch. Now, if you are doing this with someone you don't know, be careful about that. The ham sandwich you might can do with them, but you need to realize there are people in this world who were abused physically, and they don't want you touching them. So you might want to inquire about that with care staff and ask them, do you think it's okay if I rub Mrs. Smith's hand? Will she respond negatively or positively to that? Music is always a good thing to use to help decelerate, that's the word, the situation, to help take the anxiety and the agitation away, to bring to them music they like. Make sure it's music that they like. Please don't do bluegrass for me, because I've tried and I just don't like the stuff. Allow the person to verbalize how they are feeling and then say it back to them. So if you say, Mom, what's wrong? What are you feeling? And if she says, I just don't like it here, these people are all driving me crazy and they're all nuts. If you paid attention, they're just all nuts. Now, my mama used to tell me that everybody who lived around her was nuts. Well, Mama, you do live in a memory care community. That's what I thought. And so what you want to say back is, so the people you live with are getting on your nerves. Is that right? Well, yes. My mama would have said, hell yes, because she liked to say that word. They're getting on my damn nerves. She loved the 4-letter words in her latter days. It's just funny. You have to laugh. So then you say it back. Okay, these people are getting on your damn nerves. What are we going to do? What can I do to help you with this? Chances are Mom's probably not going to have an answer to that, but then again, she just might shock your socks off and tell you something that you can do to help. But what you can do after you've acknowledged their concerns is assure them that you're going to take steps to fix this problem. I'm going to work it out. I'm going to do some investigation, see what I can do to help with it. But first, before I can do all that, how about we just take a few minutes and have some Ritz crackers? Or how about we have some goldfish crackers and some of your Food Line orange soda, which my mama loved. So we want to distract them with diversion therapy. Diversion therapy is taking you from this point in your brain of something you're thinking about down a little rabbit trail till now we're thinking about something totally different. So the other item I said we're going to talk about is paranoia. And paranoia is basically is an unfounded distrust of other people. Unfounded, meaning there's no good basis for this paranoia. Unless you're that person with dementia. And then what they are feeling, what they are experiencing, what they are seeing is all very real. Don't ever argue with them about it. If they tell you that person hit me last Tuesday and I'm just tired of them hitting me, whether it's true or not, it is true in your conversation with them. Then you want to say, oh my goodness, Mama, I didn't know that John hit you last Tuesday. I am going to go talk to the management about that. I am going to take steps to make sure this doesn't happen again. You can just absolutely believe me. I am working on this. So again, it's acknowledging what is going on in their world, accepting their story, promising them you're going to take action, but then maybe going to a little bit of diversion. Or let's suppose that the person has lost their keys. They can't find their keys, and they've gone through their purse, and they've just searched and searched for their keys. You're going to help them find their keys, right? Well, maybe you can't find them, and you go, Mom, your keys are at my house. I know you left your keys there. Or, Mom, I accidentally put your keys in my purse and they're at my house. I will bring them to you. I'll be right back. Or when I come back, I'll bring them to you. Probably Mom's not going to remember, but I would go ahead and I'd find some old keys, or I would go get some keys. If you contact a key maker, which, you know, they do still have people that make keys besides like Home Depot, don't they? I don't know. But you could always go get some blank keys and put them on a ring and say, here, Mom, are your keys. Something to calm her down. Had a client one time that was very upset that his daughter took away his wallet. Just so wound up. He carried a wallet in his back pocket his whole dang life, and now she took his wallet. And she said, oh, Dad losing his money and his credit cards and his driver's license. I said, well, I don't either. But give him a wallet with his driver's license in it. He's not driving. And give him some cards to go in there. They don't have to be credit cards, but some cards like ID cards or some things to put in there. And give him $2. If he loses $2, the world won't end. He was so happy just having that wallet in the back, and we had a key ring for his front pocket. It felt normal. But that is a little bit off the subject with paranoia. Be aware that the person that is agitated, that is experiencing paranoia, does not need you to correct them. They do not need your finger in their face. They need that warm, gentle touch, that assurance that whatever's going on, you will solve, and that you're working on it, and that you then take them to another plane of thought. You want to say to them, I understand what you're dealing with, and this has got to be super difficult. It's frustrating me, and it's not even happening to me, and I'm going to help you. And sometimes just that will calm them down, and they'll start to feel better. And when they feel better, you feel better. Blessings and smiles on your day.
Let's Talk Dementia would like to thank our sponsors, National Association of Veterans and Families. You can reach them at 800-352-2919, on the internet at www.navf.org. They speak veterans so you don't have to, and you tell them Carol sent you when you call to inquire about benefits for the veteran, the spouse of the veteran, or both. Editor Beth. You can find Ms. Beth Crosby at editorbeth.com. She is amazing at looking at what you've written and making sure it represents you well. Find her at www.editorbeth.com. And HD Imports, located on Flint Street Extension in Rock Hill, South Carolina. That's York County. 803-985-0985. They are there for the repair and maintenance of your Honda, Hyundai, Toyota, Kia. Tell them Carol sent you.
Thanks for joining us today for Carol Howell's Let's Talk Dementia. To learn more about dementia, we recommend Carol's best-selling book, also titled Let's Talk Dementia. It's available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle versions. Be sure to like Let's Talk Dementia on Facebook and leave us a kind word of review on iTunes. Remember, knowledge brings power. Power brings hope. Hope brings smiles. And we all need more smiles. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll be right here when you come back to Let's Talk Dementia.